Computer. Good morning, everybody. This is Brother Eric with the Justice Coalition, and we have our guest, sister organization of rank and file workers at Transit Worker Union Local 234, Brother Michael Bente, representing the Local 234 Forward Motion organization. Good morning, Brother Michael.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you, brother. Thanks for accepting the invitation. All right, we're going to jump right in to our agenda here. You see the agenda on the screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. And of course, we're recording this session at this point. And if there's anything you want to say that you don't want recorded, definitely say something before you start talking. We'll pause the recording for your security. The purpose of our meetings are to make our union strong, hold our leadership accountable, and empower the members to become democratic forces of positive change in their unions and to enforce the contract where they work. We thank Brother Cody Mazzarella, as always, for letting us use this premium Zoom account. And we're going to jump to our history lesson. Always going to start with history because that is where everything begins and we make history as we live. On this day in labor history, the year was 1913. That was the day some 24,000 workers in Paterson, New Jersey walked out of the 300 silk mills and dye houses to demand the 8-hour day, better working conditions, and a return to the 2-loom system. Mill owners attempted to introduce a reduction of the workforce by doubling the number of looms workers ran from 2 to 4. Descendants of strikers recalled a 55-hour work week and children as young as 9 working in the mills. The strike started in late January at Doherty Mills and soon spread to become a general strike. Leaders from the industrial workers of the world, like Big Bill Haywood, Elizabeth Gurley Flynn, and Carlo Tresca, organized rallies, strike support, and food pantries for the silk workers. The police routinely attacked police lines, and as many as 1,850 workers were arrested during the course of the strike. Socialists like John Reed put on a play at New York City's Madison Square Garden that reenacted the strike to raise relief funds. 35,000 turned out to hear Upton Sinclair address the strikers. Having stockpiled surplus product, manufacturers were able to outlast the workers who by July were practically starving. A main cause of the strike's failure was the introduction of labor-saving technology that served to reduce the need for highly skilled workers and drive down wages. The strike may have failed in many of its demands, but silk workers were able to beat back implementation of the 4-loom system for almost a decade. They would finally win the 8-hour day in 1919. That was 5 years later. No, 6 years later. Importantly, the strike succeeded in uniting male and female workers across national and craft lines. Anyone would like to make a comment about what I just read about this important part in history, in labor history. So in a fight, no matter where you are and what you're doing, you're gonna get hit. And you might get knocked out, you might get stabbed, but you fight. You fight. And the more organized you are, the more prepared you are to fight, the more you increase your chances of winning. And when other people see the little guy fighting back against the big guy, it inspires them. When other people see the little guy remaining silent as the big guy assaults, harasses, terrorizes them, they feel like, yeah, there's nothing that can change. But even if they see the little guy trying to fight, that has a ripple effect. In the 8-hour day, which we now take for granted, is a sign of what the future is for us. Because right now, we are now back to where it used to be on many levels. So a lot of us are working more than 8 hours just to get by. Some of us pretty much have to work. It's mandatory, depending on what your job is. If you work at the Chicago Transit Authority as a customer service assistant or representative, you will have to stay if your relief does not show up. That's the rules. And adherence to the rules will keep you from being punished. You do not adhere, you will be punished. There's things like this. You know, you may sign up thinking you're going to be doing 8 hours and you're ending up out there as a flagman doing 15 or 12 or 10. The money's good when you're working at OT, but what are you trading off for the money? You a car servicer. You sign up to do overtime, sweeping some trains in the yard. You get to work and they say, nah, we're gonna put you on the platform. So that platform work is more stressful because you're dealing with often unpredictable riders, unpredictable circumstances. It's hard to zone out. You gotta be careful because someone may throw your mop bucket in the tracks, or they may push you in the tracks. And you're moving in and out trying to sweep up, mop up messes before the train goes out and not inconvenience the operator who needs to move on and get to the other end. Unions fight back. That's just how they do it. And the less you fight, the more surprised you're gonna be when you lose. So you gotta fight, and keep fighting. And then you know, okay, so many fights, you're gonna lose some things. You're gonna lose not some things in your contract necessarily, but you're gonna fight to not lose things in your contract. You never give up. See, the workers here in Paterson, they didn't give up anything without a fight, okay? And technology came and hit them upside the head, and they said, oh, man. So what are we doing as public transportation workers, right? Technology's coming. What kind of technology? It's called autonomous vehicles, AI, artificial intelligence, subcontract. We have to have these things in our contract to make sure that we are going to have jobs as autonomous vehicles become the thing. We're gonna have autonomous buses, autonomous trains. We still need crews on these trains and these buses. We have to make sure that we're there, that our jobs are preserved. We may not do what we did, but we have to push for more and fight for more. We're changing to electric. We're changing from diesel to electric. What does that do with the buses? Are we insisting that our employers pay for us to train in the new technology? What kind of action we taking? The main cause of the strike's failure in 1913 was the introduction of labor-saving technology. Remember that. We start off with history in our meetings because we want to make history. The only way to make history that is marching forward for our humanity, for our humanity and our dignity is that we understand history. All right, let's go to our organizing lesson. And by the way, the agendas for all of our meetings are at our website, chicagotransitworker.com. And if any of you in the meeting want to say something, just speak up, interrupt, no problem. chicagotransitworker.com. Scroll down to Union Reformation, because that's what we're about. Our meetings are about reformation of our unions. We're not trying to get rid of our unions. We're trying to reform them, trying to dismantle corrupt business unionism and replace it with revolutionary unionism. You click on Justice Coalition virtual meetings. And right there, you have a little link for in-person meetings. We only had one. We're still planning the next one. And we have meeting notices, so make sure you register for that. But then every agenda for every meeting is right here. So all this history we're talking about, you can check it out for yourself. It's totally open to the public. Make sure you share it. All right.
Brother Eric, I'm sorry, this is Janice.
Yeah, go ahead.
Interrupt real quickly. Speaking about our next protest, can we, like, school is getting ready to start on August 30th.
Okay. Hang on, Jan. Did you want this recorded or pause?
No, don't record this. Pause.
Okay, hang on. We're gonna pause this recording. Stand by. Hold on. I'm not there yet. I'm doing the wrong thing. I always click the wrong button. Recording. All right. Well, that was a great little executive session, which all of you who are watching this recording, viewing, listening will be, once you find out about it, you're going to be excited. Okay. Our lesson, our organizing lesson is, give me a second. I want to make sure I get the right section. Right. We're going to continue with number 7. And this is from a book called Secrets of a Successful Organizer, if you can read backwards. Don't worry, the book isn't printed backwards. It's just the screen, the camera here. And we actually copied, scanned some of the pages and put it in here so that you all can view. So go to your, if you want to look at this on your own, just go to the agenda and click on the link in the agenda. So we're at number 7. It's all about power. It's all about power. Let me get some room on my screen here. We went over this first part of it last meeting on the 1st. So if you want to know about that, just go to the recording on our YouTube channel. So we're going to talk about seek out mentors. As your organizing takes off or runs into roadblocks, you'll soon need individual support and feedback from an experienced organizer. If you're in a union, try asking your local staff or officers for help. Oops, I don't know about that, but yeah, go ahead.
No, I said I don't know about that. You said before me. Go ahead. No.
Yeah.
Just on the same time.
Right. I don't think that's gonna happen at our locals, 241 and 308. But there's people outside, right? So that's what we're talking about. In some locals, they'll be thrilled to hear from you. And a great resource. If not, look elsewhere. And that's what we're talking about, right? And Labor Notes events are terrific places to meet organizing members. That's part of why we put them on. Also try Teamsters for a Democratic Union or your local Jobs with Justice Coalition. And both can be reached through the internet. They're really fascinating groups, just great information, very generous people if you do reach out to them. And Labor Note says, call our office and we'll do our best to put you in touch with someone near you who can help. Any comments about mentors? Anything anyone wanted to share about that?
I don't have anything.
Okay. Let's go a little bit over know your rights. Justin West worked at a Mitsubishi factory in Normal, Illinois. He tells how he and his coworkers, quote, spoke truth to power, end quote. After one area of the plant went through a week of blatant contract violations by managers. Sounds familiar?
Every day.
Workers talked about strategies and settled on a plan. One night on second shift, a majority of the workers in the area taped 8.5 by 11 signs to their backs, bearing messages such as pride, respect, dignity, stop walking on the contract, I have rights. Upper managers got wind of it within minutes and demanded that the signs be removed. The workers protested and held their ground. Labor relations was called down. After 20 minutes of battling, management threatened disciplinary action against everyone. The workers did remove their signs under protest, but notified management that labor board charges would follow. The next day, the union received a settlement in its favor on one of the major grievances the workers were protesting: short notice mandatory overtime. All right, let's talk about this. Oh, wait, hold on, we got someone in here with the number 7048. Could you please tell us who you are? Identify yourself, please. Please identify yourself, 7408.
It's Andre Thompson, brother, the original boogeyman.
Boogeyman's in.
Hey,
Damn,
that's Cheryl over there.
that's him.
You better know my voice, Andre.
That's who? That's Cheryl.
No.
Andre, you better know my voice. I know I'm far away. Let me come closer.
All right. Oh, this is Nicole. Naomi, what's up?
Thank you very much, sir.
All right, don't be far away now. Nicole, you missed it yesterday. Oh my God, we had so much fun.
Before we get to this,
All right, go ahead.
hold on, everybody. We're gonna get to yesterday, but let's talk about this. Let's talk about this is an act of civil disobedience. Right now at the Justice Coalition, we are passing out little bandages to our coworkers, right? And we are wearing this little bandage by our cheek, by our right cheek. I forgot to put mine on, I'm sorry. You know, little things. What do you think about what these workers did? Andre.
What workers?
Okay,
With the
you missed
bandages?
you missed it. Okay, we were just reading about about workers who were tired of the contract violation by managers. So they did a little act of civil disobedience. On second shift, the workers
CTA?
No. Eric, maybe you should read it over again so we can understand.
Well, yeah. Okay. All right. So everybody just try to mute yourself while I read this then. So what happened, there was a Mitsubishi factory, Andre, and the managers were blatantly violating the contract. So the workers talked amongst each other. These are just the workers. And they settled on a plan. And one night on second shift, the majority of the workers in the area taped 8.5 by 11 signs to their backs, to their shirts, bearing messages like pride, respect, stop walking on the contract, I have rights. Upper managers got wind of it, demanded the signs be removed. The workers protested. They called labor relations. Labor relations for the company was also called. After 20 minutes of battling, the management threatened disciplinary action against everyone. The workers did not remove their signs, or they did remove their signs under protest, but notified the labor board. The next day, the union received a settlement in its favor on one of the major grievances the workers were protesting: short notice, mandatory overtime. What'd you think of that, Andre? You have to unmute yourself.
I think I did. I think the workers did what they had to do. And that's what we have to do. We have to do what we have to do. Like we did yesterday, things like that. You know, everybody know what's going on is wrong here. You know, you got no contract and they spending all this money on picnic and spending all this money on rallying material, no rally. So you should be insulted as a worker and stand up for yourself, and you get like-minded people to join you who want to do something. And that's what we did yesterday. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of people in the background supported what we did. They didn't want to say nothing, but you know, we have to do what we have to do as workers because we're being done wrong here at the CTA. It's just that simple. You know, everybody needs to get up off their butt and come on with it.
Thank you. Thank you. Sister Nicole, what'd you think of these Mitsubishi factory workers? What comes to mind?
I think that it was very good. And I must say, and Andre can back me up if he would, I do this all the time. Just me, myself. I recently just in our garage for Andre, you know, brother. I try to stand up when things need to be right that are wrong. And I think that was a great thing that they did, because that's what we need to do to start taking our union back, since we can't get everybody aboard, you know, at one time. It's the little things that are going to make a big impact to get us back with our respect and just the things that we deserve. Just the things that we deserve that we still going through with this old contract. So I thought it was good.
Thank you.
Because the stuff that's going on with me, it could be going on with Nicole. It could be going on with the next person. So that's why she had to stand up, because it was about me, but it was about a member, which is what she is. And you know, she had to let these people know what they're doing is wrong. And that's just that simple. And she was bold enough and brave enough to do it. And she got it, you know, and people supported her.
But it was right. I never used Andre's name. I never used the union officer name. I never used the executive board member name. I never used the steward name. I simply said what was right for members, because if they'll do it to him, they'll do it to me. What I stated to them is, you're violating members, but you're giving this information out saying members are causing the membership unnecessary attorney fees. And I said, that is not so. I will show you from just what you're putting out, that's wrong. They told me, Andre, I said, no, I'm saying as a member, understanding that if you'll do it to him, you'll definitely do it to me. So you can refer to it as Andre Thomas. I'm referring to as I'm a member and it is my right. And you can't continue to violate my right. They weren't too happy with it. They wasn't too happy with it. I don't care. I even had one union steward yell at me, and you know, I didn't yell back, But what I did say some choice words. He understood them, and now he won't speak to me, but I don't care because here's the thing. You work for me. If I need something, I doubt it, him or any of them, then I'll go get them because they work for me.
There
They
you
can't
go.
shut me up, use to
And-
represent me.
And just so you know, those of you who are listening to the recording or in the meeting, also, this is just an incident where briefly the local 241 leadership sloppily and erroneously and mistakenly and deviously published Brother Andre's personal contact information and posted it in garages throughout the system, and it was wrong, and they called them out, and justice is now being meted on the heads of these traitors who are trying to intimidate our members, our co-workers. Sister Janice, what did you think of the Mitsubishi workers act of civil disobedience?
I thought it was a great thing that they did on their part for what they needed to do. And we need to get bold like that as well.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Can you hear me, Eric?
Yeah, you're good.
okay.
You're great. You're great. I just want to remind everybody, when you're not talking, please mute, just because some people have different speakers and stuff, and it just kind of like picks up. So, Janice, yeah. What, and doesn't this kind of remind you of our little bandage action?
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
I noticed,
And members need to understand when they do stuff, they got to make sure they understand their rights and make sure they don't do anything that's illegal or against the rules of the CTA and the union rights. So when they do, they got to make sure it's correct off time. And if they don't know what it is, they need to call, ask somebody, ask one of us, or ask yourself, or ask another member that know union rights. It's just, can we do this? And so they won't make no mistake, because we don't want nobody getting harmed trying to do something, you know.
And yes, and we at chicagotransitworker.com, we have a section. I'm showing on the screen, chicagotransitworker.com. Just go right to, it's like, what is it? The second button, know your rights. All right. And we're always adding stuff to this to make it easier for you to know your rights. All right. But definitely know your rights, like Brother Andre said. Okay. Let's get right to the back to the agenda here. We're done with our organizing and our history lesson. All right, Retiree Healthcare Trust lawsuit progress. I did reach out to the brother that's organizing this for the meeting, but I don't think he was able to attend with his schedule, but he's still, I've still got to help him make a new version of his flyer, but he's still encouraging members to call the attorney. Sorry, I don't have that number with me right now. Justice Coalition, our website. I wanted to show you something as you know, organizers and members of our coalition, what's going on with our website, the analytics, what kind of traffic are we getting? People are curious. It's always good to know, is the website useful? Is it doing what it needs to get done? And I'm loading the analytics for it. And I just wanted to just go over it briefly. It's a little slow. I apologize, everybody. I'm using an older laptop. Give me a second. I was not, looks like I wasn't prepared for this. Give me a second, y'all. While that's loading, I will say we have the contract update files. That's also at the website. You want to know what the what the ATU CTA contract proposals are, go to chicagotransitworker.com, click view the official CTA ATU contract proposals. That way you could see what they're proposing. Now, of course, you know, we object to much of what they're doing, but because it's very cynical. But we have what's down here called the workers' contract. So we are building for that as an alternative, because our message is vote no on the CTA ATU contract. All right, the analytics are just about done loading. I'm sorry. I should have had this page ready. Next on the agenda, unofficial workers contract. Yep, I just explained that. Right here, take a look at it, y'all. We have some interesting stuff. I was able to compile ideas from coworkers who are on the rail side that want the return of what's called combined rail operators, CRO. So what I did is I took various ideas, tried to synthesize all of this into the contract. And lucky for us, you know, the CRO is in the contract, but it's not being utilized because we've permitted as a union, we permitted these FTT and FTT flagman and CSA jobs and second chance jobs to dominate. Which is effectively killing our union, killing our pension, et cetera, et cetera. Here it is. Okay, so it's article. So if you look on your own, article 14.2, N. Give me a second. Everything in red is new. Almost there. Okay, employee classifications. So newly hired employees will be required to qualify as conductor. We're putting that back in. RTO, rapid transit operator, which I think we need to change back to motorman, but we're leaving that just until members come up with something different if they want. Flagman and customer assistant. In this agreement, it will be referred to as the new combined rail operator program, CRO2. As per the reduction of PTT and elimination of FTT jobs in Articles 3.5 and 3.6 of our contract, all newly hired rail transportation employees must participate in this program. So immediately you come off the street full-time, like it was. Current employees in transition from FTP to FTP, full-time permanent, from customer service assistant or FTT flagman will be given the choice to enroll in the CRO program or remain frozen as an FTP customer assistant or FTP flagman. And you know, the members of our coalition that are CSAs made it clear. Many of them are not interested in sacrificing any more of their life, energy, or time engaging in operations, possibly, you know, other things, maybe conductor, but for now, especially those who've been working for more than 2 years and those 8-year-olds, they have to go full-time. And we need full-time permanent flagmen so that flagmen can train flagmen, no longer rookie flagmen training rookie flagmen. Under no circumstances can the FTT flagman with RTO qualification remain as such without choosing frozen FTP flagman or CRO2. And what that does is that takes these poor coworkers who are stuck as part-time operators with crappy benefits because of something in their record that has nothing to do with their job. There's some more information about this. I suggest you read it, go through it. It puts your feedback in. This is a living document. It can change. It is our contract. It's the workers' contract. It's not Eric Basir's contract. It's not anybody's contract but ours. Okay, so we want to make this better. But I think if you read it, 308 members, you'll see that this is pretty much in sync with what a lot of people are saying. Okay, so it looks like analytics is not gonna, oh, good. Okay, so it is working a little bit. So what's going on with the website? Let's look at the last 90 days, okay? Because the website's been up for about a year, okay? And you know, it's pretty weak. It's not a very popular website from the past 3 months. You know, 6 users in May, 4 in April, 8 in last year. You know, let's go to the last 28 days. We had two users on August 1st. On the 3rd, you know, we get a couple people. So, you know, we got to spread the word about the website, okay? If we want people to access it. And it's a really useful website. Any questions about what I just showed you all? Okay, I'm gonna move on to the next item. Worker assault and civil disobedience action. So this is the little bandage thing that we're doing where we have bandages. Anybody have any comments or questions about this action? So I'll share my experience. Coworkers are very enthusiastic about this bandage issue, and one even told me I need lots of them. They asked me, I need more. So they're starting. So other coworkers are taking from me and giving it to others. So this thing is going to start growing. So let's keep wearing it. Organizers, Nicole, Janice, Andre, others who are watching the recording, wear that bandage near your right eye. It could be a big one, it could be a little one. Some people are writing a little statement of protest on it.
Do you have anything to say about?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Sorry.
Do you have anything to say to the members on the line about the union kind of stealing the Band-Aid idea?
That's what I was about to say. I was about to say the same thing. Go ahead.
Okay. To try to turn it around, because you got it, it's kind of going through the membership. So now they want to turn it around and they put it on their t-shirts, the organizing t-shirts, which the organizers are supposed to have, because you didn't even get one yesterday, did you?
They didn't give me my shirt.
Well, let's say this. It doesn't matter. At least we know the idea is growing. Who cares who started it? It's growing. It's becoming a thing. They can't take credit for it, because we can go back to one of our videos and share from today. It's good that they know that we know, but now others are using it. Who cares who started it?
Yeah.
Is getting
they're trying to turn it around.
So
they're trying to turn
Nicole,
it around. The message.
Andre, let me explain it to her. So Nicole, okay. Here's what Andre's talking about, what he's alluding to. And so you know it's picking up with the bandage, right? So
right.
So Deborah Lane, our secretary, is so furious that she's not in the center of this thing, that she got these t-shirts that said safety is not, you can't put a Band-Aid on safety. You can't put a bandage on safety, and it's this big bandage across the chest. It's really cute. I mean, it's a cute little shirt. And I was upset because one of her lap dogs came up to me and started dancing in front of me. Look at this, look at this. And I'm like, wow, that's really cute. Can I have one? You know, like they're trying to assault, like they think it's offensive to us that they have this bandage shirt, and they're basically putting down our action, our member organized action. And they're putting it down, but it's not putting it down, right, Nicole? Right?
Right. So, it's not putting it down. It's just adding to what we've been saying all the time. And I get it. They're trying to do it, but we're going to go back and say, get us some t-shirts made with the little Band-Aid. We love that the union finally picked up our idea. We support them.
Yeah. So they're trying to attack us because they're so vain. So they're spending the union's money, the local money, on our money, on a t-shirt to basically put a slight on our bandage action, which is a lot cheaper than theirs, by the way. These little boxes. But it's good. I was like, I want my shirt. Anybody else? Anybody else have any experience with this bandage? Anything that people are saying to you or ideas? Just make sure that when you give it to them, they're not on duty, like operating a vehicle or working on something, like they're in the break room or something like that. Do that, okay? Be very careful. And you know, a bandage is a bandage. We can't be arrested for it. We can't be written up for it. I got a pimple. It's a bloodborne pathogen, right? You know. Local 308, we have a unofficial report that I did. Go to the agenda for the link. I did a report on the local 308 membership meeting. Just a little info there, a little interesting highlight. I was assaulted because I called the leadership as, I called all of them as out of order because they refused to let a seconded motion go to a vote, and all they want to do is insult the members and say they're lazy and don't care anything but about overtime. I said, you're out of order. So they're James Battle, they're Sergeant at Arms, which is not a position in our bylaws. It doesn't even exist, or warden, whatever they want to call them, started to pick me up out of my chair. And I said, brother, you don't want to do that. And he's like, why? It's like, I'm about to dial 911. Now, I don't like when the union officers call cops on us, right? They called cops on us yesterday, and we're going to get to that next. But I'm like, man, don't be grabbing me and picking me up and stuff. And that's what y'all got to tell them. If we go and fight them and all that stuff, they'll shut down the meeting, and then we won't be able to finish the meeting, and then they'll blame us for shutting down the meeting. So it's best if they do want to do that, you just gonna have to turn the other cheek, and you're gonna have to warn them. I'm calling the police. And if they don't comply, then you got to do that, okay? Because your safety and your health is at risk. And they are also, maybe not your safety and health, but at least members are gonna see that members don't fight back. So we got to show them that we fight back against tyrannical union bosses. Anybody have any questions about that? Anything they want to share about that? And then we're going to go on to yesterday's barbecue. Okay. And I made sure I sent emails to the top officers, including the international president, letting them know, please do not do that again to me. Do not assault me again, or I will be calling the police. I don't want to call the police on you all. Okay, let's talk about the barbecue. Andre, you were there. Let's talk about it. What did you think? The local 308 barbecue.
I think it was great. I think what Cheryl did was just amazing. I mean, I always said the signs are the star of any rally, and she brought it, man. She brought those signs, and it's real simple for her to understand what the situation is. She went right to the top. She went right to the international. She went right to the international, called them out, and she went right to the source from the beginning of the problem, which is Bob Peacock, Charlie Peacock, and Bob Kelly and Eric Dixon. They signed that off in 2012 and put the people in peril and didn't put no mechanisms in place to even save them. And then she went on to the future with the sign. So I think the sign was great. Her penmanship is really good. She put a lot of color in it. And that's what we get. We visual people. After working for the CTA all the time, you know, you driving the bus, you looking, you seeing things. So we more visual than anything. So the signs was great. It showed a lot of fear, that they was fearful of those signs. They was fearful of three people, yourself, I, and her. They was fearful. You had Keith Hill out there, Woodrow Elin out there, All the top officers from 308, Deborah Lane, Eric Dixon, Mark Weems, past President Ken Franklin out there getting his drink on. And they was fearful to come near us because of those signs. And because we all was unified with our popping off t-shirts. And because of that, now I had to get my girl one because she want one. She want to clown with us whenever we want to do something every once in a while. So, you know, I had to get a t-shirt. And this is the kind of stuff that sends some real strong messages, because if the pig is finna get slaughtered, they start hollering. Am I right or wrong? You know? So that's what's up.
Brother,
And that's what
brother, so do you think that the union leadership was I mean, why do you think they called the police on us? I mean,
because we was killing them. We caused so much attention off their little picnic. It took everything off them and put it on us.
but we weren't
and they
doing
didn't
anything.
like that.
But we were off to the side. I walked through previously before Sister Cheryl came up with this sign behind me, full-time jobs for all. But I was real peaceful. I was greeting people, and the union leadership was following me around. You can't be here with that. And then even Eric Dixon told me when I greeted him, get the F away from me with that. I'm like, what, brother? You don't want full-time jobs for all CTA workers? And he's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And then Sister Cheryl shows up and she's to the side and we're all quiet. We were quiet. We weren't disrupting anything.
I thought absolutely amazing. I thought they were very fearful of you guys. 3 people. I thought they were very fearful of you guys. That's why they call the cops. Because they know they can't come over and say nothing to you. And then you guys, Cheryl did a good job with it. All you guys did a good job addressing the cops. No big thing. You just said what you needed to say and they left.
And well, this is the thing. The cops explained to us, they was notified by these people in the picnic that we was having a protest at their picnic and they want this stuff removed. The cops explained to us, there's nothing we can do because it's not 25 of you all and ain't nothing we can do. You're not doing nothing wrong. And so that's what the conversation was. The cops let us know what we do have to do is give a report to this incident. So they had to take our information so they can make the report. And they was very friendly to us. We was very friendly to them. They let us know this was being recorded, and we let them know that you all were being recorded. And it was a great thing. I mean, can you imagine all the people out there and the cops is coming to us? That let us know that we're doing something right. We're making an impact. We're standing up for our rights. And that's what we're supposed to do.
And you are the members that they can call the cops. Well, within your rights, they can't do nothing.
Nothing. So
Yeah, I think and I did not give the officers my information. You know, Sister Cheryl did. She was like, she said, right? It was on video. Y'all saw it. She recorded the whole thing. She said, hey, now if you're married, I'm giving you my info. I don't want, you know, you cause any marital problems.
Right.
She's like flirting with the police. She said, you pretty good looking.
Right. And you smell good too.
and then she said they smell good, but that was really me smelling good. But her nose got confused.
Okay, well, we're gonna let you take that on, Andre.
Isn't it something? Isn't it beautiful to watch the destruction of business unionism crumble
Man,
around
I'm
them?
loving this, man. I mean, they actually visibly looked terrified of us. You know, like we was like the plague, and I loved it. They wouldn't come, Woodrow, Keith Hill, all big and bad president, and we was getting all the attention. They wanted some attention so bad from them people, it was unbelievable.
I saw when I saw Brother Ken Franklin, I was like, Brother Ken, man, come on over and see Sister Cheryl's display. It's beautiful. I mean, Sister Cheryl she made it like a trade show. I mean, it was like, I see stuff like what she does at trade shows and comic book conventions and stuff. And he's like, oh, I already know about all that. I'm like, come on, brother. What do you mean you know about that? I mean, you're so arrogant. They're so arrogant. I mean, I would think that if I'm the president or I'm an officer in the local, I'm gonna walk over to these members who are obviously dissatisfied and say, wow, look at this. This is really creative. This is beautiful. What's going on? You know what I mean? I would be like, ugh, why feel so upset? You know what I mean? There's something wrong here. And it's not you. It's like they want to blame us. And you and Andre and I were just there to support our part-time, our CSA coworkers. Go ahead, Nicole.
Oh, no.
Or Jen.
I was just that, like, they think like you're the problem. And I'm surprised at Ken Franklin, because we all know that next election comes up, he's gonna run again. And you think he would use that to his benefit, like he wants to work with us instead of against us. But no, he don't want that attention from the union right now.
It's sad. And it's his barbecue. That was so funny about it. He brought the barbecue up in the union meeting. And so, of course, we just mocked it. But I mean, that's our job. And these union officers don't get it. They think debate and criticism and satire is bad for the union. No, it's bad for their ego. It's good for the union. Look at the people that make fun of me, right? They're memes. Like, memes are going out all the time about me. And I'm like loving it. I'm like collecting these things like Pokemon cards. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, oh, and they like calling me like the undercover manager union buster thing. I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll take that. Okay. So any other comments about the barbecue from anybody?
No, we just got to keep it up.
Okay.
Keep the pressure up. We got to keep screaming. We got to keep talking. We got to keep letting people know that this is wrong. We're being done wrong, and we need to let the members know they need to get off their asses. That's just that simple.
Go ahead.
Reach out, go and back from these tyrants. Excuse me, I'm not going to call names. Call these people and bring it back to the members. That's what they need to help us work with.
Yes. And we need to build a slate. We need a Justice Coalition slate for the local 241 elections. We're calling on the members. Stop thinking that you need to have some kind of qualifications to run for union office. We've had people, hyper qualified people, that are destroying our union, okay? So we need people who are militant, who do not want to make friends with politicians, do not want to make friends with upper management, and that are loyal to the CTA workers only.
Right, and you don't need a degree.
Yeah.
You don't need a degree. Your degree is your occupation, because you've been there. You know how it is to be a bus operator. You know what you believe is right and what you should have. Now, not saying that that's always correct, but when you get a whole bunch of the same people looking for some changes, you can come to agreement with some of them. So that's what we need. That's what we try to do. Bring the union back to the members, so we can decide what's best for us and not someone else.
And when we get this new slate of 241 officers, the election's around the corner, everybody. Okay. We need to make sure that all of those on our slate are loyal to union democracy. That is, they will remove all impediments to the members to get information and to be able to democratically decide the direction of the union.
I think that not democratically, but I mean, yeah, I guess democratically, yeah. But I think that give the members the choice, because we don't have a choice now. These people that's in office are making all the choices. We are not making any choices. They just tell us what we want to hear. Give us a few dollars and that's it. But we need to make good choices. Healthcare, part-time jobs, full-time jobs. We need to decide as a whole, not as $10,000 they're trying to push in our face.
Exactly. And we can do it. We can have every member have the right to vote where it can be so bad, so serious that we say, there's a weekly poll we need your feedback on. Please, and you can use smartphones and all kinds of stuff. It's so easy, and half the stuff out here is free, but these officers refuse to use it.
But I believe the reason why that the company prevails is because we're so behind. Everybody still wants to, they don't want to use the newer technology. They want to use what's old, because what's old has been working for them, but times have changed. All social media, smartphones, email, I'm appalled that we still write reports to manager when every person who works for the CTA has an email. See, we're doing that job because we don't demand better, but we know better, but we're not demanding better. We have to do better as a whole.
Awesome, awesome. And by the way, on the screen, I put the survey for the local 308 barbecue, and overwhelmingly everyone that participated in it was against it. Okay, so we're gonna have to close that poll out too. Contract petition, I got a link for that. We're still keeping that out there. We are demanding that the union presidents keep the members informed about what they are doing, and that we have a contract in every, the expired contract is fine, in every garage, every shop, every terminal, every office, wherever our members are, there has to be a copy of the contract for them to be able to access. Let's see, hour of power. Let's look at what we're doing. The hour of power now. The hour of power protest is into the next pick. We're talking about, it's going to be quite a ways from now, but in our executive session on this meeting, we did begin plans for for an action in August. I'm not going to reveal anything right now because the organizers still have to hash out some details. So watch out for that. But as far as the next hour of power, the big protest for the next pick, it looks like right now Harlem Lake is almost tied with the local 308 office. So, you know, in the agenda is the link for this poll. Please share the poll with your coworkers. We need as many people as possible to participate. And Midway, actually Midway is tied with the local 308 office, which is interesting. Any questions about the hour of power poll? Comments? Union Secretary credit report results are still ongoing, and we've modified it slightly. I think I modified it. Hopefully I followed everyone's instructions and did it right. Credit score, right. We're not asking for a credit report. We're demanding a credit score. For anybody that wants to run for Secretary Treasurer, we just want to see your credit score. Tell us your credit score. So the majority. Come on, talk to us. Go ahead.
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see. Am I on mute? Oh, no. I said, I think you should go for president too, because, you know, it takes two people to sign off on something, just not the secretary.
Okay, I don't want to change the poll though in the middle.
No, but I'm just saying, you know, it's a thought.
Okay, so presidents and secretaries should have credit score.
Right, because it takes two signatures.
Brilliant, brilliant.
Just spread it on the poll. That's all.
Yeah.
But I just want to bring that up because, you know, you need two signatures. So those are two signatures you need. So those two credit scores we need as well.
Yep. Beautiful. Beautiful. I'm gonna make that a task for another poll. Almost done. Part-time jobs, two-person crews in the workers' contract. And I shared that with you, Article 14.2, subparagraph N. Check it out. We have it. The Justice Coalition is making stuff happen. No, just because we make a beautiful looking contract doesn't mean we're going to win it. We got to fight for it. But we know the local 308, local 241 leadership is going to try to force down the throats of the members a concessionary contract, and we have to encourage the members to vote no. Any feedback on that, everybody? What have you been hearing from members? Are you sharing with members about voting no on the contract? What kind of response are you getting?
Well, I always talk to the members about you know, the contracts and what we're doing here. I even gave Eric like a long list of people to accept into the group. But you know, I don't know what's wrong with people. They want people to do work for them. They don't want to help out. We are so stuck in the past. It's just ridiculous. I don't know how to change it, but we got to keep working. I'm not giving up, but I'm telling you, it's a hard struggle.
It is very hard.
And by the way, I got to do that. I'm sorry, I'm behind on that. So I got to just.
That's okay. I'm busy. I'm still talking to him anyway.
Thank you, Nicole, recommendations. Let me just write this down, remember. Okay. Vote no on the contract issue. Okay, so yeah, what I want to say is, you know, before I came to this today, I ran my business for 18 years, you know, and I had to be, I had to just sell, you know what I mean? And sales and marketing is a major component. It eats up most of the budget for any company, any sole proprietorship, because you got to get your word out there. You got to get in people's faces about what you do. And so applying that to the Justice Coalition, applying that to union activism, we're not selling a product or a service. What we're doing is we're trying to sell an idea. And the idea is union democracy. Your union, you participate. So we have to, we got to do a lot of hand holding. We got to do a lot of friendly cajoling, trying not to nag and trying not to put guilt trips on people. It's very hard, but that's how we're going to win, is that we're patient and that we understand and we try to empathize. Trust that people want justice, people want to do good, but it's not always convenient. So we have to, just like you said, Nicole, we just got to keep doing the right thing for the sake of doing the right thing, not because we're not getting a response. We are getting a response. We are winning. The message for revolutionary unionism at Local 308, Local 241 is working. And Sister Cheryl with her group, Popping Off for Democracy. Look, that's another organization, another worker organization. We have Justice Coalition. Other stuff is happening. It's working. We just got to be patient, and we got to just do what we can do as individuals, as core organizers, to just keep our nose to the grindstone and just keep doing what we're doing, you know? Candidate forum questionnaire also in the agenda. Please share that with your coworkers. We need people who are willing to be candidates for Local 308, Local 241, and to stand up for union democracy. We don't need any more boot-licking, boss-loving, politician butt-kissing people. You can be cordial and professional with management. Do your job 120%, by the book if you can, and get those accolades and get those credits. I've got tons of customer commendations and presidential commendations, but that does not mean that we should turn the other way while our working conditions are being dumped on and our contract is being trashed. So we need coworkers to stand up for coworkers. We don't need any more union officers that are going to talk about how the members are lazy and they're a bunch of rule breakers and this and that. Yeah, we got slackers, but we don't need officers who are going to parrot the line that the members are lazy and don't care about.
Why is those cones in the street?
That's that.
Any comments on the candidate forum? Any questions? So this is it. We're done. We're just a little over an hour. Is anyone has any final workplace vents, rants, questions, answers, anything, wins, losses, hopefully not losses, but whatever, just share. We can pause the recording. Just let me know.
I just want to share with Nicole. I'll get in contact with you.
Hold on. You're speaking. Sounds like you're very far away, Janice.
Oh, I forgot. I got you on speaker. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do you want to pause this? Do you want me
I
to?
just want to let know. Yeah, pause it again. Sorry.
Hang on. Okay, that was another great executive session. All right, everybody. That's it. Any other things? We're gonna wrap up this meeting. Thanks for joining us.
Great meeting, Eric.
Tired?
Great
And
meeting,
everybody on the line.
as always, very productive. I always learn something that I didn't know with the meeting, so I think they're very, very helpful.
Wonderful. Okay, y'all. Thanks a lot.
All right, see you next time.
We'll schedule a meeting for next week. I'm gonna send. I'm gonna plan it. I'm gonna put it together for next week. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Y'all have a
All right.
good weekend.
You too.
Bye bye.